Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for tuning in. I did a video yesterday on, I based it on a quote by Silver Birch, just in terms to just try to bring some peace and some understanding about how everyone might be feeling with so much turmoil going on in the world, being the end of October 2023, with Israel and Palestine, with Ukraine and Russia, with more mass shootings in the States, and honestly, not just the States, with political upheaval and the rise of inequality policies for many countries in terms of women's rights, gender equality, and so on and so forth, and a lot of minorities as well. So we are in a time of upheaval. This I can feel. But when I feel that I can't do anything, and this just honestly, this doesn't even have to just pertain to current events. Even for myself in my own journey here on Earth in the material world, when I just feel like I've lost the connection, or I'm depressed, or I'm stressed, or anxiety starts to take over, what I always try to do is move closer to spirit. And whatever that means to you, that's what you should do. To me, it means reading spiritual teaching, Silver Birch, Red Cloud, Ramadan, Ursula Roberts' Spirit Guide, old spiritualism books from the old spiritualists, the pioneers of spiritualism, because they tend to give me hope, or at least a little clarity on how our human existence in the world of matter here, it really is an ebb and flow of dark and light. And the dark and light, it all comes from us. We can affect great change in the world in a positive way, but we can also move it to the negative side if enough of us live in this fear and this anxiety. Not saying it's not warranted in a lot of cases, but I find the more I can just find my center and return to the harmony that I need for the spirit world to work with me and through me, I'll do whatever I have to do. Sitting in the power, going to circles, going to development groups, sitting with like-minded, spiritually like-minded people, bringing through guidance and counsel from your guides to a sitter, just being aware that there is all of this help, this guidance, this counsel available to us if we can just be quiet long enough for us to hear it, to see it, to feel it. But I find it's really within the times of darkness, in the times of great pain and suffering, that's when our faith and our trust in the spirit realm and ourselves and also God is put to the test. This is what we've been training for, is to be this channel of light to bring help into the physical realm. This is why we're doing what we do. So that's how I try to think about it. Yes, okay, well, this is why I've been working for so long and sitting for so many years and working with spirit and trying to understand what they're trying to impress through me and how I can help. So when it gets really dark, when everything seems really bad, I just try to get quiet, sit in the presence of spirit, and I feel my guides and these beautiful spirit people that work with me around me. And I really just say, what can I do to help? How can I help? And I find this does bring some comfort to me, and the clarity starts to reappear, and then I don't feel like I'm spinning, because I think it's the normal reaction to start getting very anxious and start spinning, saying that's horrible, but it's in another country, it's all the way across the globe. What can I do? You can do something. You can send out healing. You can pray for a better world for everyone. You can create healing groups, prayer circles, whatever you can do to shift the energy to sort of combat this darkness and this suffering with light and healing. And I know the more of us that do this, we can affect change. But I digress. So the reason I'm doing this video today is when I was looking for a quote yesterday for the video I did, just to, what do we do in these hard times? I'm reading this book for the 30th time, probably, Silver Birch Anthology. And as the book ends, Silver Birch is a beautiful quote by Silver Birch. So this is actually a video on spiritual teachings and inspirations. I believe this is video 8 in this series. Okay, so I'm just going to read this quote by Silver Birch in the Silver Birch Anthology book. It ends the book So it is rather important. Okay, so Silver Birch quote: Brotherhood, cooperation, service, toleration. These are all fundamentals in all life. And until man learns to build on these foundations, there can be no true peace. Serve one another, love one another, desire to help one another. That he who has much shall give some to him who has not enough. These are the simple truths which must be stressed over and over again. And I do know this: all that who apply them in their own lives and in the lives of peoples and nations will provide the kind of existence which man was intended to have. Okay, so I believe that's an important quote. And I do believe that we're meant to have a beautiful life. We're meant to be provided for. We're meant to take care of each other. We're meant to love each other, have tolerance for each other, not to be judgmental of people who are different than us. I believe the difference is that's part of the test. That's part of this life test, in a way, is to see if we can get through the differences and understand that we're all the same. We all are part of the same human family at this time here in the matter world. And what are we doing with that time? What are you doing with your time? Are you helping, or are you adding to the problem with thinking that this piece of land doesn't belong to these people, it belongs to the other people? It's a piece of land that belongs to all of us, right? So the concept of land divisions into countries and passports and the color of our skins and how we choose to live our lives, who we choose to love, this is all like physical world stuff. This doesn't have anything to do with your spirit. So the more we can just understand, we are all part of the same family. We all live under the first principle of spiritualism, which is the fatherhood of God, which goes into the second principle of spiritualism, the brotherhood of man, brotherhood, sisterhood of man, of humanity. Sorry, it's a bit chauvinist how that's stated, but these are the first two principles: the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. We're all under the umbrella of God, the creator, the universe, the light, whatever you choose to where you place God in your belief system, and the brotherhood of man, that we're all together. We are a brotherhood, we are a community, we are a collective of souls having a human experience at this time here in the matter world. So we're really here to help each other. So look, there's a lot of stuff going on, and you can see the fear and the anxiety building. It's like it's snowballing. And if you're aware, if you are watching the news, or at least a bit aware of what's going on in the world, I watch the news for like a minute or two every day, so I know what's going on, but I can't watch it all day long because it's not good for my mindset, and it brings me off center very easily. So I know what's going on, but I try not to get too involved in it, and then I kind of just say, what can I do to help? But if you can see, all these problems are being attracted to this fear and anxiety, so more things are starting to happen. Right. So you had another mass shooting in the States, and there's more political turmoil in DC. And there are other countries that are really talking about banning more rights for different people, more refugees leaving countries and it's being sent back. It's all a big mess, or it's a big mess if as we perceive it. I do believe it's a big upheaval. I believe that everything is being thrown up in the air, and there will be a great clearing. When? I'm not sure, but I do believe it is the time of the great clearing. Unfortunately, when you have great clearings, or anyone who comes to express the spiritual truths, which are love, brotherhood, tolerance, and just acceptance, they're always met with opposition. In terms of, a lot of times these people are killed because they're going against the system. They're going against these fundamental religions, these dogmatic religion beliefs. So it's always going to be met with resistance, but you have to be brave and keep the faith and keep listening to spirit, your guides, your spirit inspirers, to God, your creator. Just listen to what they're impressing through you on how you can help or how you can change your mindset. Because what I keep hearing and what I keep sensing, what I just said, it's the great clearing. It's the great upheaval, which you need for rebirth. How long that takes, don't know. They're not good at giving me time frames like this. But I do think there is a greater good coming. I do think that it's really not a coincidence. Um, and I believe it was during Corona, so it kind of makes sense time-wise. The huge uptick in interest in spirituality, for people to learn about mediumship, for people to learn about meditation, healing. There was a huge amount of people that I believe were awoken during COVID when they were home locked down. So I think that's good. We are creating an army, but you have to create your own army. An army can be one other person, it can be two people, but create your groups to send out this collective love and this collective light into the world. And remember what Silver Birch said, that it's really about brotherhood, cooperation, service, toleration. These are really the fundamentals of life. And we want to be tolerant of everyone. We want to be of service to people who um, need our help. And perhaps we can even speak with them and talk to them about this and talk about the channeling of light, the channeling of healing, and maybe awaken them and show them the door. You can never push or pull anyone through a door of spiritual awakening, but you can show them the door. Okay. So it's really about just helping people, be tolerant of people, not to get so entrenched in this fear and this anxiety, though I understand it. It's not a pretty place at the moment, the world, but it will clear, and there is light coming. I can feel it, I can see it, but we're not there yet. And I think we need to try to awaken more people and to bring more people with us. That's really why I do what I do. That's really why I do this, is I want to bring as many people with me as possible. I want people to understand that progression and evolution of the spirit, of understanding these simple truths of toleration, love, service, and acceptance. This is what life is. This is what life should be. And if we create a global community where we're tolerant of each other and we have compassion for each other, and we help people that don't have what we might have. And I'm not talking about like wealth, but food, housing, also the spiritual truths, whatever I hold, whatever I've learned, I'm happy to share with whoever wants to learn about it. That's also giving to people that don't have what we have. But this mindset of what's mine is mine and what's yours is going to be mine, it the whole system is falling. This is not sustainable, what we've been doing in this world, in this mindset for thousands of years. But that I do believe there is a global community that will be emerging soon. And I think things will change. And I do know the more of us that just take to heart these spiritual truths and the natural laws, which are cause and effect, laws of attraction, love, tolerance, acceptance, we can change the world. But it just starts with you. It starts with you. You have to change yourself first and not get so caught up in this spinning of anxiety and hate and darkness, and really just stop and say, what can I do to help? Instead of saying, I'm only one person, I'm sitting in Brooklyn, I'm sitting in France, how can I help what's happening in the Middle East? Or how can I help what's happening in Eastern Europe? You can help. You can definitely help. Just calm your mind, send light, send healing out into the world. That's on the spiritual level. Do that, but also donate to people who've been removed from their homes, that don't have any food, that don't have any money. All these animals that are dying, all these zoos where all the animals have no food, no water, and they're all dying. There are a lot of things you can do if you can. Everyone's personal financial situation is different. I'm not telling people to give if they don't have, but I think most of us have more than we think we have, even if it's like $10, 10 euros, whatever, 10 pounds. But also in terms of what we learned, what I've learned from my life is that everything happens for a reason. And I always try to focus on the greatest possible good that will come from this situation. And that I'm a being of light. I'm infinite. My spirit is infinite. It cannot die. And I'm indestructible. I'm eternal. And no problems in the finite world of matter physical realm, really can't touch my spirit. I can feel hurt and I can feel sorrow and grief, but my spirit will leave this physical realm unscathed. But while I'm here, I want to try to help as many people as possible with my belief systems and with bringing the spiritual truths into this realm, because it just starts with you. If we can all do this together, we can really create a better world, which is really what I think the Great Spirit, God, universe, the light, whatever you call it, that's what he wants, or they want, she wants, I don't know. That's what it wants from us. I'm always confused on the pronouns of God. But we have to do it ourselves. That's part of our purpose here. We have to learn how to do it. We have to put it together. They're not going to do that for us. We have to learn how to come together as a collective and help each other. Okay. Thank you for listening. And I will speak with you soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.